Storms stormed down their own shuttle, but I'm not sure if you can consider that a success or not, but he did take out a lot of drones. Again, Luxury has lost probably a grand total of 15 drones in this match so far from those 2 drops, even though it came at the cost of those Templar and the shuttle. I'd say that's a pretty good trade and good play by BeSt. So here we go out. We got Lurkers now to help these Zerglings, and they're going to try to piece in here. That's not very great control. He lost about 6 Zerglings, but here comes another drop. Meanwhile, BeSt is completely loading up his base with cannons and warping in a new Nexus. The Nexus did go down. So he's going to try to figure out exactly where he can put this drop to make it do maximum damage. He has, I'm sure, loaded stuff into those Overlords, and he is going into the main. This is going to be a bad idea. I don't think this is going to end well. Lurker's down, and those Overlords are taking heavy hits. Units are being killed. There's an observer there, and that was a complete failure of a drop there by Luxury. Great response by BeSt, unless he was only using that as a ploy to get the army away from the front. But it doesn't appear as that as he's now retreating with those Zerglings. He does not have the power to try to attack on the front right now, and he knows it. Right now, both players just using their armies as best they can, trying to hit pieces of the other players' army as they go around the map. And meanwhile, BeSt here is going to try to stop this expansion, but he does so at the expense of telling Luxury exactly where he is, and he might be trying to counter him. Here, those 2 Archons are very effective against Zerglings, but quite not in that number. The hatchery is still alive. He did not kill the hatchery, it looks like, or he just put up a new hatchery, but the hatchery is still alive in that corner, and that's got to be considered a failed attack then, because he's being pushed away, and he does not have the force to take out the hatchery. So the hatchery lives. Another expansion will be up for the Zerg. And look at the massive amounts of units that are just pouring out of these bases. This is excellent macro. He's using all these larvae just as they come up. And here maybe perhaps there's a huge amount of storms going down there. I don't know if he meant to do that. It looked like he took 4 Templar and stormed the exact same space. But the double storm or triple storm, whatever it was, really laid waste to anything inside of it, but it had a very short time effect. A bunch of Zerglings dead there, but the army of Luxury will be taken out there, and we have, well, let's see, is that 7, 8, 9 gateways? I can't even count right now. The gateway count is getting up. The hatchery count is getting up. This game is getting into really interesting late-game territory. We're already 22 minutes in, and there is no clear winner as of yet. This Protoss army is trying to do maximum damage going around. He's bringing observers with him, and he's found an unprotected expansion. He's going to try to go into that top right base and do what he tried to do the first time, and apparently he's going to leave that 1 Archon and a couple of Zealots to do it, and they will succeed in that matter. Meanwhile, these Archons and Zealots really blocking up those Lings very nicely and taking out a lot of them in that little small passageway. All the Zerglings will die, and either that's a massive drop or just a very distracting group of Overlords, because they ran smack right into them, and they appear to have dropped Zerglings, and wow, Luxury is going to actually win that fight. Did not imagine that. Meanwhile, the Archon count of BeSt is getting up there, way up. I saw 6 or 7 of them with that main army, I think, along with these, and wow, they lost a lot of Lings to take out that Archon. Meanwhile, more Archons coming on. These Zerglings, not very good against those Archons, but perhaps if they're loaded in drops. Oh, and I saw a Defiler there too. So there's going to be some sort of Dark Swarm drop heading somewhere, and that's a scary prospect. Only the Archon Splash and the Zealots are going to be able to hit under that. Well, actually, the Storm as well, and any Dark Templar, so it's not as effective as it is against Terran, where basically every unit is negated by that Dark Swarm. But it can be very annoying and stop things from being fought on the Protoss terms. So here, the probes being maneuvered over just as these Zerglings get here. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to fight them off. Yes, he's got a small group of Zealots there to chase away the Zerglings. Say, shoo, shoo, away, away, not my probes, not attacking my probes, yes. So the Overlords, meanwhile, flying around the map. He's looking for a place to put that Crackling drop. Crackling's, of course, very, very cost efficient. I'm sure that Luxury has been adopting a very, very heavy Zergling style so far, with a couple of Lurkers mixed in. In my mind, if he mixed in a couple more Lurkers, it might be to his advantage, because he's been having successful attacks whenever those Lurkers come up. Nexus goes down. He's just being really annoying and not letting that Nexus get up over in that part of the map there. Meanwhile, completely canned up that expansion. He knows he cannot lose that expansion. Perhaps that Dark Swarm is going to be for an attack on that base in particular, which will be, yep, very open to the dark. Oh, look at that Storm. Probably killed a whole bunch of units. Show me the kills on that High Templar. It looked like 10. Is that 15? He's got an awful lot. He's in double-digit kills, and that one Templar by himself nearly finished him off. We have another swarm going in, but here there's, I mean, all the Zerglings dying from the Sky Storm. So the little energy there from the Protoss is going to be able to hold off that massive Zergling assault. Meanwhile, this drop is going to be going in for round. The Archons are chasing back the Zerglings. The Archon Zealot army is really effective at this point. Some Lurkers burrow there. I don't know if he has an Observer with him. If he doesn't, he's going to be in trouble, especially as he hits his Dark Swarm. Yeah, they're the Observers. He's got a couple with him. Those Lurkers are going to re-burrow. Meanwhile, the Dark Swarm is under there. Not a problem for the Archons or the Zealots. The Dark Swarm might as well not be there. Another Dark Swarm, and bam, bam, bam. That attack really got hit down by the efforts of those Archons. And here comes a drop in the main again. Meanwhile, the Protoss is going in the front door. This drop is going to have to do some massive damage. They're simultaneously attacking each other in their main bases. I can't believe this is a Game 5. We're seeing some excellent StarCraft here by both players. The rallies of the... wow, that's a lot of Archons. They're taking out the natural expansion. The natural hatchery goes down. Meanwhile, these Zealots that are inside BeSt base, along with these Dark Swarms, are trying to clean up those Zerglings. A lot of Archons in the base right now. This is going to be a real death to the finish. It looks as though Luxury might be losing, though. And those Archons, it's an awful lot of Archons in Luxury. GG's, I believe. That is going to be it. BeSt has come back from a deficit of from 2-0 down, and he has come back to win 3 games in a row in order to advance into the OSL finals. I cannot believe it. What a comeback. That's going to be a big one. People will be talking about that one for a while. What a great game, really. BeSt looked, Luxury really looked like he had a good idea going there with his Zerglings, but he lost a hell of a lot of Zerglings on that attack. Where he was rebuffed by just the 2 side swarms, about 30 kills on those Templars. And meanwhile, BeSt chose that as the opportune timing when his forces were divided in 3. 1 to defend his base, 1 to attack the expansion, and 1 to try to draw BeSt main. He massed all his forces and really went for a full frontal push, and Luxury was not prepared for it. He was not prepared for all those Archons. He did not have nearly enough comparable units. He really needs some Ultras at that point. Luxury very upset with himself. He really missed out on a chance to advance on to the OSL finals, but I'm sure we'll see him back sometime soon after he's recovered from this loss. But there we go. We'll see our victorious BeSt once again, and he very well may be the best this year. He's going to have a chance to prove it anyway when he goes to the finals. So I'm glad that you've watched. I hope you've watched all the other games in this series too. I had a great time commentating them. This is Mr. Winkles, and hopefully I'll see you all when BeSt is playing his opponent in the finals. Thank you very much, and signing off. Bye.